welcome to this postnatal yoga class. My name is Calyn and I'll be guiding you through this practice today. So this is a full body postnatal class. If you have any sort of healing issues, you may want to consult your healthcare practitioner to make sure that you can practice yoga at this time. Otherwise, I welcome you here today. And we'll start in a comfortable seated position, closing down the eyes, and just bring your hands to your navel center, to your belly button. Start to focus on your full inhales and exhales coming into this area. So on your inhale, feel the belly expand out like a balloon. And as you exhale, really melt the whole body down right into that navel center and even squeeze the navel in towards the spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale fully and squeeze in at the end. Keep breathing into the center. As you stay focused on your full inhales and exhales, start to radiate out in all directions. So feel the air move in all directions. And then any other sort of quality to that breath. So see if you can expand even further. Expanding out all of your limbs. Expanding out the arms, the legs, the tailbone, and the crown. Just a few more breaths this way. And this is the area where you were connected through the umbilical cord to the placenta in your mother. And you can release everything and open your eyes and just drop your chin down towards your chest. Bring your left ear to the left shoulder and then all the way back through center to the opposite side. So take this half circle motion a few times. This may feel really nice on your body from feeding or any sort of positions that you're in, maybe from the chest being a little bit bigger than normal. This is going to provide you with some relief, and you can do this anytime. And then we'll just hold the left ear towards the left shoulder for 3 breaths. And come back through center all the way to the right-hand side. Allow the shoulders to draw down the back, just soft and relaxed. Drop the chin down towards the center and then bring your gaze up. You can rock yourself forward into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Gaze comes up. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, really squeeze all the air out. Take one more round. Back into a neutral tabletop position. Inhale, extend your right leg back behind you. We'll point the toes for this variation. And then really reaching back with the toes, reach forward with the left arm. Squeeze the belly in towards your spine. So this can help to find some awareness of your deep abdominal muscles, transverse abdominis, which is something really nice to work on after we've had a baby. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend into the elbow, bend into the knee. Bring them underneath you towards one another. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend and round the spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, all the air out as you squeeze underneath your body. And then lower the hand and knee back down to the mat. Rock your hips side to side. Coming to the opposite side, inhale, extend your left leg back behind you, point the toes, and then expand the right arm forward, really reaching with the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend into the elbow, bend into the knee, bring them underneath you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, expand the limbs out. Exhale, round. And come back down to the mat. Rock your hips side to side. Walk your hands to the top of your mat, tuck your toes under, start to lift your knees just a couple inches off the mat. So this will bring some core awareness again, which is something we want to work on postnatally. Really squeeze your legs, squeeze your abs, energize the whole body, even the fingertips as they root down into the mat. And then slowly lift your hips up and come into downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide at the top of the mat, about shoulder distance apart, to really press them down into the earth. Straighten the arms. Gaze can come down towards your feet, tailbone up towards the sky. Full, long, deep breaths here. Inhale, raise your right leg back behind you. And then start to stack the hips. Stack the right hip on top of the left and bend into the right knee. Roll the right ankle. And then roll into the opposite direction. And look forward. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. Lower the left knee down. Hands can come onto the mat, tented fingers or even blocks if you have them, or some sort of prop here. You can untuck the toes if that feels okay on the back knee. Full, long, deep breaths. We're just going to stay low here. And tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, step back into downward facing dog. Take a releasing breath here. Inhale, exhale the mouth. Inhale, lengthen the left leg up towards the sky, and then stack the hips. So really opening up the hips and roll the ankle in circles, and the opposite direction. Look forward to the top of your mat. Step your left foot up, lower the right knee down. Take a few breaths here. Really press the whole sole of the foot down into the earth for this variation. And tuck the back toes under. Lift the knee up and step back into downward facing dog. Just start to pedal the heels. So bend into one knee and then bend into the opposite knee as you come onto the ball of your feet, one at a time. And then come up high onto the balls of the feet. Bend deeply into both of your knees. Look back. Flare your tailbone up towards the sky. And then you can start to straighten the legs, perhaps lowering the heels if that's available for you. And then start to look forward, walk to the top of your mat. And you can have your feet about hip distance apart. Just bring the toes in slightly as you bring the heels out slightly. Bend deeply into your knees, enough so you're able to bring your belly right to your thighs. And allow the upper body to hang heavy. Allow any tension in the head and neck to be released. So you're really, really soft in the upper body as you're rooted down with the soles of the feet and really strengthening in the lower body. If this feels really good, stay here for a couple more breaths, or you can start to straighten your legs, maybe inch by inch. Just see if you've brought any tension back into the shoulders or neck. Allow it to soften. And then you can slowly make your way up to standing at the top of your mat. Bring your hands down by your sides, close your eyes, and then start to connect back to that radiant energy from the navel center out through your entire body, all at the sides, palms facing forward. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, and then reach it to the side of the room. And then roll your wrist. One direction and then the opposite direction. Come all the way back through center. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Inhale, left arm up. And then reach to the side, just to a depth that feels nice, not causing any pain or anything like that. Roll the wrist. And opposite direction. And come all the way back up to center. Exhale, hands down through heart center. And we'll take a few sun salutations. First, taking a couple half sun salutations. So really root down with the soles of the feet. Spread the toes wide apart. Really root yourself down. Inhale, open your arms up wide to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward, squeeze the belly in on the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Your hands can come to your shins or to tented fingers on the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. This is Namaskar Mudra. Close your eyes for a moment, just connect to your breath. And we'll take another set of half sun salutations. Inhale, arms open up wide to the sky. Exhale, come forward, slowly hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the spine, gaze comes down, so there's length in the back body. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Gaze can come up if you like. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Soften the shoulders down the back, relax your jaw. And we'll move into a full sun salutation, Surya Namaskarasana, Western variation. Inhale, open your arms up wide to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms to the mat and step back to plank. Exhale, lower the knees and lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart forward. Exhale through the knees all the way to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. If you'd like to activate Ujjayi, your breath here, you can. Ocean sounding breath, creating heat in the body, which is really great for your digestive system. So breathing in and out through your nose, creating a constriction in the back of your throat. Oceanic audible breath. Inhale, look forward and walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way back up. And exhale down through heart center. So we'll take that modified variation again. If you do have full sun salutations in your practice, you can do that. I'm 7 weeks postpartum, so I'm going to stick with the modified variations. Inhale, arms open up wide to the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms to the earth and step or jump back to plank. Exhale, lower the knees or lower all the way down with control. Keep the elbows in tight to the body. Inhale, heart lifts forward, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Full breaths here. And just walk your hands back a little bit so they're closer to your feet. And then grab your left ankle with your right hand. Twist the body to the left-hand side. And release the hand back down to where it was, and then switch to the opposite side. So left hand to right ankle. Twist to the side, and you can even gaze under your armpit. And release. Walk the hands forward and then follow with the feet. We'll take one more halfway lift. But a few breaths here, so really feel all your vertebrae in your back. Tailbone is reaching back, crown is reaching forward. Exhale, forward fold. Widen your feet just a little bit further apart, so a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands down to the mat, pented fingers or on blocks. Bend your knees enough to be able to do so. If your hands are hanging, then bend deeper into the knees to bring them down. So make sure you're bending into both of your knees and then start to straighten the right leg. Bring your right hand to your lower back or right hip and twist open to the right hand side. Option to extend the right arm up. Gaze can follow if that feels okay on your neck. Exhale, lower the hand down, bend deeply into both of your knees. Coming to the opposite side, straighten the left leg. Bring your hand to your left hip or lower back And perhaps extending the arm up. And exhale, lower the hand down. Bend deeply into both of your knees and then extend your arms forward. So you're coming into chair pose. Make sure to leave some space between your knees. Since our feet are apart, our knees are going to stay apart, and extend those arms forward. Tuck your navel in towards your spine. So you're even tucking your tailbone under slightly. Sink down a little bit lower until you can feel your thighs burning. Just 2 more breaths here. And inhale, lengthen all the way up. So staying at the top of your mat, bring your hands together at heart center. Again, connect back to radiating from the navel center to that space where baby was held. Lower your arms down to the sides and bring them back behind you. Interlace your fingers. You can bring your feet as wide as the mat. And then really open up in the chest. Slight bend into your knees, start to hinge forward. So hinging forward from the hips and not anywhere in the back. You don't have to go all the way down if it doesn't feel good for you. Make sure to only do things that feel good for you. Your hands can stay on your lower back or just extend them up. Lower them back down to the lower back. Come all the way up to standing. Bring your hands back to heart center. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. And then take a big step back with your right foot, planting the ball of the foot down as you lift the heel, and then starting to bend into the left knee. Feet are on 2 different planes. So just like you were on skis, bend deeper into the front knee and then start to bend into the back knee as well. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. We'll take 3 more. I think this is the 3rd one. We'll just hold down here for a moment. Just start to pulse the back leg and step up to the top of your mat. Moving to the opposite side, take a big step back with your left foot. Align yourself as needed. You may want to widen the feet further apart from one another. And then you can start to bend into the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower the left knee. And take 3 more. And then start to pulse. And step up to the top of your mat. Take a moment here. We'll take a balancing posture, tree pose. First, balancing on the left foot. So make sure you feel really rooted with the foot. Start to lift the right foot up. It can come to your ankle, your calf, or with a helping hand to the inner thigh. Ooh. Catch your balance. We all topple out of our tree sometimes, and that's okay. We just get back up and do it again. You can keep your hands together at heart center or extend them up, perhaps staying here, or for an extra challenge, opening the branches and taking Yan Mudra, pointer finger and thumb together, to help with your balance and concentration. Slowly bring the hands back together, down through heart center. And then keep the knee lifted, but point it forward and lower down. And then just rock side to side. So take tree pose on the opposite side. Spreading the toes apart of the right foot, really feeling balance there, and then lengthening up the body. So not sinking down into the leg, really lengthening up. Hands together at heart center. Foot can stay, toes can stay on the ground, or foot can stay on the inner ankle, the inner calf, or with a helping hand to the inner thigh. Find a steady point on the ground to focus on. Full focus and attention on your drishti point, an unmoving spot. And bringing the arms up and extending them out to the sides, choosing whichever variation suits you best. One side might feel a little bit different than the other, and that's completely normal. And bring the hands back together all the way down. Lower the leg down. And then we're just going to make our way down by planting our hands down onto the mat and stepping into downward facing dog again for a couple breaths. Squeeze the lower belly in as you bring the tailbone back and up behind you. And then slowly lower the knees all the way down to the mat. And then just come forward into a modified plank. If you'd like to take full plank, you can. Really lengthen your spine, squeeze your belly, and lower all the way down to the earth. Point your toes back behind you, and then roll the elbows towards one another as you lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands just an inch or so back, and then slowly start to come up again. This time you can bring your thighs up into upward facing dog. Exhale, lower down. This time bring your hands wide onto tented fingers, bending deeply into the elbows, and then slowly peel your chest off the mat. And exhale, lower down. And just bring your arms back behind you and bring your gaze to one side. If your chest is being very squished right now, you can stack palms or stack fists and take your cheek or temple there. And just switch to the opposite side to keep things even. A couple breaths here. Bring your gaze back to center, hands on either side of your chest. Push yourself all the way up. Come into a seated position on your mat. And we'll start to make our way into laying on the back, bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give them a squeeze and rock a little side to side. Start to create some circles with both of your knees going the same direction, so you should feel a circular tight massage on your lower back. And switch the direction of the circles. And then you can start to stack your knees on top of your hips. Lower the knees to the right-hand side. Extend your left arm out. Maybe use your right hand on the outer edge of the left knee for a bit of support. And slowly come back to center, and then we'll move to the opposite side. Extend the right arm out, knees to the left. And bring your knees back up to center and find our way into Shavasana, final resting pose, laying on the back, arms down by your sides. And my baby just woke up from their nap, so I'm going to have to go get him. You can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. And I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could give it a like, comment below, or subscribe to my channel, that will help me to be able to create more content for you. Thanks so much. Namaste.